In this video, we're going to look at how to schedule a reactive job using a map tool. So the situation would be that we have an urgent reactive job and we need to get someone there as soon as we possibly can. So what we want to do is we want to see who's working in that area that might be able to pick the job up so that we can allocate the job to them. So the first thing we're going to do is let's find some reactive jobs. So if we come over here into our job section and we look at overdue reactive jobs, I'm going to click on here and this takes me to my operations dashboard. These are my reactive jobs on the left hand side, my planned jobs on the right hand side, and I'm going to click on my 10 overdue reactive jobs which are at entered status, which means they're ready to be scheduled. So I'm going to click on here. These are my 10 jobs. So let's just choose this one here. We're going to click on the map icon and that's going to take us to a map, which is going to help us to schedule the job. So let's do that. Okay, so we've clicked on our map icon and it's brought us a map. This is the job that we're trying to schedule here, this red X in the middle of the map. And all of these black dots are our operatives. And where we have lines coming from, then this is showing what these operatives are doing on that particular day. So what we probably want to do is we want to find somebody nice and close to this job who hasn't got too much work on. So we might look at this one to begin with. For instance, if I click on this line here, I can see that this is Tracy Scott and she has 2 jobs so far. So her first job is this one, which is 1 hour, and her second job is this one at 2 hours. So I could click back on my job here. I could allocate that job to Tracy and it would ask me, do I want it in position 1, 2, or 3? But I'm not going to allocate it to Tracy because she's actually got quite a bit of work on and quite a bit of driving. I've got another engineer here who doesn't have any work on at all for today. So this is the one that I'm going to choose to work with just for illustrative purposes. Let's have a look at some of our other engineers so we can see that William here has got these 2 4-hour jobs down on the south coast. We could come up here, look at what's happening in Birmingham, and we can see what everybody's doing. However, I'm gonna have a look at this engineer here, Lizzie Robertson. She doesn't have any jobs at all at the moment, so I'm just gonna allocate this job. This is my reactive job, which I've been trying to find someone to do. So I'm just going to allocate that one to Lizzie. So it has to go in at position 1 because she doesn't have any work. So I'm just going to select position 1 and I'm going to click fit in. So this has now allocated this reactive job to Lizzie. So really that's the whole scheduling done now. So we've had a job which we need to fit into today as urgently as possible. We can see what everybody's doing today. We find the best candidate, ideally the person who's closest, but possibly that could be affected by how many other jobs people are doing. And then we simply allocate the job to the technician. Now there's another thing we can do from here, because now Lizzie, I've given her this one job over here, but it's only a 2-hour job, so she's probably going to have quite a bit of time left after the job or before the job. So we can also use this tool to find extra work for our technicians. So this little tool down here says find jobs within 10 miles of, and we can either find 10 miles of their home address or 10 miles of one of their jobs. So let's find some more work for Lizzie within 10 miles of this job that we've given her. We'll have a little search there. Okay, we found one. Great. Let's have a look at that one. These are my job details up here. That's a 45-minute job. So we may well want to give her that job, but maybe that one's not quite so urgent. We might want to give her a different job. We may have something more important that can be done. So let's just push the the search radius out a little bit. So we'll go out to 25 miles now and we'll find again. So now I can see I've got not just this one job that I had before, but I've got these extra 3 jobs here. And these might be better for this technician because they're probably on their way back home because it's heading back in this direction. So let's have a quick look. And we might be able to pick up more than one of them. So let's look at this one. Okay, I can see this job here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to allocate that one at position. I tell you what, we'll put it in at position 1 actually. So she could do this job on the way out. So we'll fit that in. So we've now given her this extra job here. She's also picked up our reactive job. And I'm going to give her this one to do on the way home. So let's fit that one in at position 3. So there you go. So we've now built up quite a nice little route, a little day's work for Lizzie. It's all been based around this urgent reactive job that we wanted to fit in. So we found the best operative to do our reactive job. We then found additional work within that area that this technician could complete. And we allocated extra work to them that they could fit in on their way out to the job or on their way back. All of the jobs and the technicians that we see on the map are matched by skill sets. So you will only see technicians who are capable of doing those jobs. But other than that, we see all of our technicians and we find all work that's available for them to do. So that's how you use the reactive map scheduling tool to schedule a reactive job.